So tonight's episode of Evolve didn't necessarily have too much going on, mainly because we had a banger of a main event that ran like 20 minutes long, and goddamn was it such a good main event. It was for the Evolve Championship between champion Jackson Drake, Keanu Carver, and Brooks Jensen. And god, Jackson Drake almost fucking died in this match. Some of the moves he took were insane. If you don't watch Evolve or you haven't watched a match of Evolve, I would really suggest checking this match out. It was absolutely a banger, and Jackson Drake ends up retaining the championship. But let's run through some of the stuff that happened during the match. Jackson Drake was having some struggles at the end when Bryce Donovan came out, and he basically just laid out Keanu Carver. Brooks Jensen on the other hand managed to fight back a bit more, but at the end Jackson Drake still managed to overcome him and pick up the victory. He retains his championship. Now I called this result last week saying Brooks Jensen was just in this match to take the pin, which as proven tonight he was, but I like how they played this match out because Keanu Carver is absolutely still going to be after that championship and he's going to be on a rampage now. I have a feeling this might lead to a odd couple pairing between Keanu Carver and Brooks Jensen teaming up against Carlee Bright. But out of everyone in this match, Jackson Drake's the one that impressed me the most. The bumps he took, some of the moves he did, he's just really good. I would not mind seeing him on NXT anytime soon, but I definitely think not yet. I think he still has a long reign ahead of him. I'm wondering who's going to take the belt off him though, because I have a feeling it should be Keanu Carver. It will make a lot of sense for it to be Keanu Carver, but you also have Sean Legacy. But if Sean Legacy is the one to take that belt from him, it's still going to be a while because he has his own stuff going on. So I'm not sure. So I think we have still a very long reign for Jackson Drake on our hands. And although this was the majority of the show, the rest of the show was also pretty good, so let's run through the show from start to finish. The first match was Carlee Bright versus Layla Diggs. You all know how I feel about Layla Diggs. She's one of my favorites on Evolve. I really like her, but unfortunately she ended up losing to Carlee Bright in a decision that I really like. I feel like with how much Kendal Grey has been pushed, Carlee Bright's kind of taken a back seat. She's kind of been what drives Kendal Grey's story. She hasn't been controlling her own narrative. Hey, EC3 over there. So while I think this majorly is just a one-off victory for Carlee Bright, I wouldn't mind if they keep building a story with her where she actually manages to go out on her own and achieve something. You know, kind of build some tension with Kendal Grey. I don't want to see this team break up. I love it when two members of a team can achieve stuff individually while still being a team, and I think this is the route we should go. But we really should not have Carlee Bright just be Kendal Grey's lackey because she's a lot more talented than that. She's a lot more interesting than that, and I love the direction we're going with this. Talking about Kendal Grey, after the match, she grabs a mic and she congratulates Carlee Bright, saying she knew Carlee Bright could do it, and she talks about how when she's done with Wendy Choo, she's coming after that Evolve Women's Championship, which naturally causes Kali Armstrong to come out. Kali Armstrong says Kendal Grey can be as strong as she wants, she can be as good as she wants. She's not going to beat Kali Armstrong because Kali Armstrong's just built different. Naturally, the two try and get into each other's mouths, try and fight each other, but that's when Ridge Holland and Tate Wilder start brawling their way out to the ring, and Stevie Turner is just pissed at all of it, so she comes out and says right now, Ridge Holland versus Tate Wilder, and that match gets set up. I loved how we transitioned from the opening match to the second match. It was a really nice transition, I really enjoyed it. And another really solid match, to which my surprise, Tate Wilder lost. Now respectfully, I've been, talking a lot of shit on Ridge Holland's name, and I apologize because he is pretty good. I'm just curious as to what his goal is, because Evolve feels to me like a place where the younger guys are supposed to come up and have their moment. I don't see what's happening with Ridge Holland because he's gone from the main roster down to NXT and now down to Evolve. It feels like I'm not sure why exactly we're pushing him anymore. I think he's great. I love him. I think he does his stuff well. I just don't see a reason for him to get victories over a guy like Tate Wilder, who I find very entertaining and who I would like to see have a push. Maybe that's just me. Now again, the match was really good. Tate Wilder performed really well. Ridge Holland is really smooth in the ring. I'm really starting to buy into his steam pick gimmick. I know I mocked the look, but the look's kind of growing on me and I'm really starting to like it. So yeah, I won't mind seeing a Ridge Holland push. I just hope that if we do it, we actually commit to it, because WWE seems to have a problem with committing to doing something with Ridge Holland. And before we headed into the main event of the show, which we already talked about, we go backstage. Kendal Grey is attacked by Wendy Choo. They're just backstage with Wendy Choo choking Kendal Grey out. And later during tonight, it's announced that we are going to have an I Quit match. Well, Wendy Choo wants an I Quit match. And once again, it's something I'm very excited for. I don't know how an I Quit match with Wendy Choo is going to work out, because I can't see Wendy Choo saying I quit. I feel like honestly, if Wendy Choo does say I quit, it's going to be a major character assassination for her, because it just does not seem like something she'd do at all, and it would have to be something extremely extreme that to make Wendy Choo say I quit, that I don't know if they do on Evolve. On the other hand, I can't see Kendal Grey quitting either, So somehow Carlee Bright probably has to get involved, which would make a really interesting aspect to that story. I don't know, but it's a match I'm extremely excited for. Then we go into the tag team division a bit, just a few backstage segments. Aaron Rourke and Marcus Mathers talks about them being a team, how they both got into a WWE ID at the same time, wrestled in the same promotions, but before the whole ID thing became a thing, they never really interacted. But now that they have some interactions, they feel like they can be a solid team. And honestly, I feel so too. Marcus Mathers, since arriving, has felt kind of directionless, just jumping from story to story. And Aaron Rourke has just arrived after being a very early signing. So I do like them as a tag team. And again, the tag team division being built up so much, there has to be tag team championships coming soon. And I can't wait. Like, we have so many freaking tag teams. It just has to happen. But after this, It's Gal and Jamar Hampton appear backstage and they talk about Marcus Mathers and Aaron Rourke, talking about how they don't belong on Evolve and how they're on his studometer, a 3 and a 2. If you guys don't know what the studometer is, just go to It's Gal's Instagram. You're not going to be disappointed. And if we end up getting Evolve Tag Team Championships, I want It's Gal and Jamar Hampton to be the first champions. I really enjoy them. I know Adrenaline Drip seems like a more obvious choice, or putting the belts on Swipe Right, having the Vanity Project hold a lot of championships, all seems like good choices, but like, I'm so invested in It's Gal and Jamar Hampton. I would like them to have the tag team championships. And that was Evolve for you. And if I had to give it a rating, I'd say Evolve tonight was really good. A solid 10 out of 10. Again, you know, 10 out of 10 for me doesn't mean it's an all-time great show. It just means that the show was really good matches, really good storylines, and it was just very enjoyable. So a 10 out of 10 show for me. So if you like my review, you like my channel, please leave a like, subscribe. I cover Evolve every week along with TNA and NXT, a lot of some AAA stuff and main roster stuff sometimes too. And if you like more Evolve stuff, I'm gonna leave a link in the description. I have a podcast every Sunday with PUWF, so you guys should check that out. It's a really nice thing where you just talk about Evolve for a few hours. You should join. So please leave a like, subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye everyone.